Right now, you are looking at the most powerful city on Earth. 1 square mile, 200,000 souls. The world's money flows through here. Every spice in your kitchen, every silk on a nobleman's back, every war galley in the Mediterranean. Venice controls all of it, deliberately. The year is 1499. Venice is at its absolute peak. But today, a message arrives that will begin to destroy everything. In this video, I use modern AI tools to bring historic paintings, maps, and engravings to life. Shifting perspectives and moving through these scenes. Venice in 1499 has a population of roughly 200,000, making it the largest city in Western Europe. Its ruler, Doge Agostino Barbarigo. This republic is 1,100 years old. It has never been conquered. Never. And its secret weapon is its navy. It is information. We start our journey at the Rialto Bridge. Not the stone arch you know today. That one, be built for another 90 years. Every product that moves through the Mediterranean is taxed here. Venice extracts a cut from every transaction. It is a machine of controlled extraction. Follow me to the arsenal, the Arsenale di Venezia. In 1499, it employs 16,000 workers. The world's first industrial production facility. They can launch a fully armed war galley in 24 hours. During a state visit in 1574, they assembled one while Henry III of France ate dinner. The arsenal isn't just a shipyard. It is a weapons factory, a rope, walk, a sail loft, and an oar workshop. All behind one wall, the workers here, the arsenalati, are the most privileged laborers in Europe. They carry weapons. They guard the Doge at coronations. Now we leave the arsenal and move into the city. Beating commercial heart, the Rialto district. This is where Venice truly lives. Venice invented the modern bank. The word banco comes from the bench these men sit on. If you defaulted, they smashed it. Bankrupt. The Rialto market sells everything. Pepper from India, slaves from the Black Sea, Murano glass, and the finest silk in the Western world. Gentile Bellini painted Venice. Corpus Christi procession in 1496. Just 3 years before this moment. Watch what it actually looked like. St. Mark's Basilica stands at the center of Venetian identity. It is deliberately built to overwhelm, to make you feel small. It works. Behind the basilica lies the Doge's palace. The seat of the Republic, simultaneously a courthouse, a prison, and the most elegant building in Europe. Beneath the palace, the Piombi prison. Cells directly under the lead roof. In summer, the temperature reaches 60 degrees Celsius. People bake alive. Venice controls the spice trade through one key choke point, Alexandria, Egypt. Every ship from India must pass through. Venice taxes it all. But Venice doesn't just trade in spices. It trades in people. The slave market here moves thousands of bodies every single year. Now walk with me away from the Rialto, into Venice. Its most extraordinary neighborhood, the ghetto, the world. Its very first, Jewish Venetians are forced to live here, locked in at night. But by day they are indispensable. Venice's bankers, physicians, and cloth merchants. The buildings in the ghetto grow impossibly tall. 9 floors in some cases, because the island cannot expand outward. So it grows upward. Let's follow a Venetian patrician through his morning. He wakes in a palazzo on the Grand Canal. His world is entirely separated from ordinary Venice. Now cross the canal. Enter the calli, the narrow alleyways. This is where 90% of Venice actually lives. It is a different world entirely. Venice has no fresh water. Every drop must be collected from rain, filtered through sand, stored in underground cisterns beneath every campo. Murano Island, minute boat ride away, holds Venice. Cess' most jealously guarded secret. Glassblowers who try to leave are hunted down and killed. Vittore Carpaccio painted Venice. Streets in 1495 with documentary precision. Let me show you what those canvases actually conceal. Back now to the Council of Ten, because in 1499, Venice is not just managing trade. It is managing an existential military threat from the east. The Ottoman Empire under Sultan Bayezid II has been expanding westward for decades. In 1499, he launches his navy directly at Venetian territory. The Battle of Zonchio, August 1499, the first naval battle in history to use cannons mounted on warships. Venice loses. Badly. Venice loses Lepanto, loses Modon and Coron, its two most strategic ports in Greece. The Eastern Empire begins to crack at its foundations. Venice responds the only way it knows how. It throws money at the problem. Emergency war taxes, forced loans, and an urgent appeal to the Pope. While Venice fights the Ottomans in the east, something far more dangerous is happening quietly in Lisbon. A sailor named Vasco da Gama has just returned. The news reaches the Rialto within weeks. A Venetian diarist writes simply, "This is the worst news we have ever received." He is not exaggerating. Venice immediately dispatches spies to Lisbon. It lobbies the Pope to excommunicate Portugal. It even considers sabotaging the Cape route. All of it fails. To understand what Venice stands to lose, follow one shipment of pepper from source to sale. It is the most profitable journey in the medieval world. A sack of pepper bought in Calicut for 1 ducat sells in Venice for 60. Every middleman takes a cut. Venice controls every middleman. Stand on the Rialto today. The bridge is stone now, built in 1591. But the market below, still running, in almost the exact same spot. Let's go deeper into daily Venetian life, because this city runs on a clock, and every hour of the day has its own rhythm and ritual. The fish market, the Pesceria, opens before sunrise. It must. By midday, the fish spoil. There is no ice. There is no refrigeration. Speed is survival. Venice feeds itself through its lagoon and its trade routes. A typical working Venetian eats polenta, salted fish, onions, and cheap wine. Every single day. Venice has another institution the rest of Europe lacks entirely: the world's first public health system, including the world's first quarantine station. The word quarantine is Venetian, from 40 giorni, 40 days. Ships arriving from plague ports wait 40 days before unloading. Every ship, no exceptions. Let's visit the place where Venice stores its deepest cultural pride: the Biblioteca Marciana, the greatest library in the Western world. Venice is also the printing capital of the world. Aldus Manutius runs his press here right now, inventing the portable book, the italic font, the paperback. Giovanni Bellini painted this city obsessively. His backgrounds show us what ordinary Venice looked like. Before tourism, before glass, before time. It is now late 1499. Venice has lost a naval war, lost its eastern ports, and learned its trade monopoly has a sea route around it. The city still does not panic, because Venice has survived worse. The plague of 1347 killed half the city. Yet Venice rebuilt in a decade. Resilience is Venice's oldest and deepest skill. Venice's response to the Portuguese threat is characteristically Venetian. Don't panic, adapt, and find a new angle. It takes 2 decades, but it works. Venice also pivots toward manufacturing. If it can no longer monopolize trade routes, it will dominate what those routes carry. Venetian-made luxury goods. The courtesans of Venice are another economic engine entirely. The most celebrated, the Cortigiane Onste, are educated, multilingual, and extraordinarily powerful. Venice publishes Europe's first official guidebook to its courtesans, listing 215 women by name, address, and price. The Republic taxes their earnings meticulously. Now it is time to follow the Grand Canal from end to end. 2 miles of the most expensive real estate in the medieval world. Nothing else comes close. The Cad Oro, the House of Gold, was completed in 1440. Its facade was literally gilded with gold leaf, ultramarine, and vermilion. It blazed in the morning sun. The Cad Oro still stands today, but its gold is gone, stripped away by a 19th century owner who thought the decoration was gaudy. Look what was lost. As the 15th century closes, Venice faces a choice no empire ever wants to make: fight on every front simultaneously, or begin a strategic retreat. Venice chooses neither retreat nor total war. It negotiates. Signs a humiliating peace with the Ottomans in 1503. Pays tribute. Keeps trading. Survives. Venice will survive another 300 years after 1499. It will not fall until Napoleon arrives in 1797, and even then, it takes an emperor to end it. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. Return to 1499, because this city, at this moment, is still the most extraordinary place on earth. What made Venice genuinely unique wasn't its wealth or its navy. It was its system, a republic that lasted 1,100 years without a single successful coup. The Doge himself is the most ceremonially powerful and practically constrained ruler in Europe. He cannot leave Venice without permission, cannot open his own mail, stand in St. Mark's Square today. The Basilica's 5 domes are unchanged. The Campanile is rebuilt. It collapsed in 1902, but on the same footprint, same height, the Arsenal walls still stand. You can walk along them today, the same brick, same towers, built in 1300. The world's first factory, now a cultural venue. The ghetto still exists, the word itself, from the Venetian ghetto, meaning foundry, spread from this island to every language on earth. Venice invented things the modern world still uses daily. The ghetto, quarantine, the bank, the bond market, the newspaper, the opera house, the casino. Venice's greatest export was not pepper or glass or silk. It was a model that a city built on commerce law and information could outlast any kingdom built on conquest. Today, 250,000 tourists visit Venice every single day in peak season. The resident population has fallen from 200,000 in 1499 to just 50,000 today. The Grand Canal has carried traffic for over 1,000 years. The palazzos are the same. Only the boats have changed. Venice is sinking, 1 to 2 millimeters per year. The Adriatic is rising. Most flood barriers now protected. Whether they are enough, nobody knows. Venice in 1499 was proof that human ambition, organized correctly, can build something the world will still be talking about 500 years later. Comment what city you'd like to see next, and as always, we'll see you in the past.